Hey everyone, just wanted to say before this video gets started is that I do have a giveaway going on for a copy of Rise of Angmar. So if you guys want to win one of these copies, it will be drawn on Sunday, this coming Sunday, on in our live stream. If you do want to enter it, all you have to do is like the video, subscribe, and comment down below what you guys are most excited for about Rise of Angmar. If you've already entered, if you've already done this in one of the previous videos, you don't have to enter again. You'll automatically be entered. But yeah, share the video out. Let's get more people joining in on the Middle Earth SBG fun. So yes, welcome everyone to another video here on Middle Earth Gaming. And in today's video, we are on video 2 of our coverage of Rise of Angmar, the new supplement, the beautiful new supplement for Middle Earth SBG, and still smells good. I've done the one previous video before, our last video. We went through, I did a bit of a quick flick through, gave my first initial reactions and thoughts, and you guys have to go check that out to see what my initial reactions and thought were. But in this video, what we're going to do is that we're going to start doing the deep dive. We're going to start going into section by section over the next few videos, going deep into it, giving my really good thoughts and reactions, having a good look of the nitty-gritty stuff that's really in here. And the first one that we're going to do is all of the scenarios. As you guys know, I'm a massive narrative player, and that's why I actually got this book. I know it's not going to be around forever, but the scenarios will be, and you can always come back to this old edition before, like, after the new edition comes out. Play the Legendary Legions, play the for fun, play the profiles for fun. But also the scenarios are always going to be there for us. People still play scenarios. When the game first came out in 2001, people still play some of those scenarios. So the scenarios are always going to be there. And for me as a narrative player, that is what really drove for me this book. If it had nothing else in there, if it was just scenarios, if it had if it didn't have Legendary Legions, I wouldn't have cared. As long as it's got scenarios, I'm getting it. As you guys know, I'm a narrative player. I don't know how many times I have to say it. But yeah, that's what we're going to do in this video. So if you guys are going to enjoy it, make sure to leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. But now let's get straight into the scenarios. So here we go, guys, at the start of our full in-depth review of the Rise of Angmar. Like I said, we already did a little bit of a review, my first thoughts and opinions, but now we're going into our deep dive of the actual Rise of Angmar book. So first up, we open up, and straight away, it's different. We have a different map on Middle Earth, because we have War in Rohan here, as you guys can see. And as you guys can see, the map is completely different. We center on more Arnor focus in this book, which obviously makes sense. It is the Rise of Angmar, the fall of Arnor, so it's more focused on that area right here. It happens also in Defense of the North, where that's more based in Rovanian, where Mirkwood, Lorien, and Erebor are. So it's nice that that little attention to detail is quite nice. It's not just a standard map of Middle Earth. It's more focused in on the area of where the conflict is going to be. Obviously, beautiful print quality. It's going to be great. I hope the new supplements that do come in the new edition, fingers crossed there are, will continue with this kind of quality, because it's absolutely fantastic. Then we have the contents page, tells you everything that's going to be in the book itself. Obviously the scenarios, the campaign, the armies that are fighting in it with the profiles, the Legendary Legions, the Haunted Ruin Painting Masterclass, and the appendix. We're going to go through the appendix in a separate video, because I know there's some scenarios in there, but we'll do that once we do with the Legendary Legions. Tells you everything, again, stuff here about what they mean, which is kind of cool. And then we go straight into the history of Arnor and Angmar. Now, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to, read word by word through this, guys, because I think it's cool to actually read it yourselves. But it tells you about the introduction, the founding of Angmar, which basically tells you about how the Witch King travels there and establishes the realm of Angmar, undermining Arnor. And obviously the Arnor, breaks off into 3 provinces: Rudar, Cardalon, and Arthedain. Cardalon, Rudar, and Arthedain. So it tells you about that. We have Constant War, the last king of Arnor, which of course is Arvedui. We have the legacy of Eanna, of course the last king of Gondor, and the lineage of Isildur, which obviously Aragorn comes from. We also have the Tale of Years, which is nice. This is in pretty much every supplement, fleshed out from the appendices, which is really nice. It's also nice that, we do know quite a lot about the Arnor-Angmar War, but it's nice to have it all, you know, in points. Well, not points, but like, you know, in a chronological sense. It's really nice. But yeah, there's it's a really cool story if you don't really know it, guys. It's a really cool series of conflicts of the Arnor-Angmar War. We also now we come on to the scenarios, I should say, almost. But yeah, we now move on to the scenarios, which this video is going to be based upon. So for itself, we have the founding of Angmar, which is a very cool scenario, very big scenario. First of all, the participants, we have 3 captains of Arnor, 24 warriors of Arnor, 12 rangers of Arnor, and the evil side, we have the Witch King on horse with Morgul Blade, 3 might, 15 will, and 3 fate. So he's not full strength Witch King; he's only got 15 will. And then we have 2 Angmar Orc captains with shield, 36 Angmar Orc warriors with various weapons, and also 12 Angmar Warg riders. So this is of course the Witch King founding the realm of Angmar, which is of course why it's called the founding of Angmar, but he's establishing his presence in that region. So they don't know who he is, they don't know what's going on, they don't know who they're fighting, so they've got a few special rules here. So they've got Legion the Witch King, so basically reinforcements. So if every time an orc dies, you roll a dice and see if he comes back. Rising Power, the Witch King increases his attacks to 2 for this scenario, which is cool. This is very prevalent in these scenarios. You'll see that quite a lot. Hold the line, so basically they are trying to hold the center, and they're basically not going to give up. They're not going to move further away from 12 inches of the center of the board, which is very, very cool. And if they do move out there, they have to move back towards it. And unknown attackers, Arnor models do not have the Hatred Angmar special rule, obviously, because, you know, it's literally the start of the war. You know, then they're not sure what's going on. Very, very cool layout. Basically, the represents an Arnor stronghold. Now, I do have plans, guys. Check out this coming Sunday of when this video goes live, because I am going to be starting to do my terrain for this book. Now, I've said this in multiple videos, and if you guys haven't known already, I'm going to be doing at least one board for this book, and it's going to be this one. It's going to be very much based on this one, which is the old Battle of Fornos board from the Ruin of Arnor army book from the Lord of the Rings era. But I'm going to try and make it more modular, so we can have different types of basically the same board but in different positions, so I can try and do different scenarios on that same board, because as you guys know, I don't have to say it pretty much. I don't have to really say it anymore, really, do I, guys? Because I'm a narrative player, as you guys know, and I try and make narrative themed boards that look cool and play well as well. So that's what I'm going to try and do. So if you guys want to see that, come and check out on the live streams, because we do. We haven't done terrain in quite a while, but we're going to start doing that a lot more. But yeah, very, very cool scenario. I've got a lot of this stuff already. My plan is, and let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, guys, is that I don't have a lot of this stuff. I don't have a lot of the stuff in this book, because they're basically new armies. I've never really had Arnold before. I don't really have an Angmar stuff. I've got a few things like specters and stuff, but I don't really have a lot of stuff, and I don't have a lot of elves. Gondor really leaves me cold. So I don't have hobbits as well, and hobbits are in this book, obviously. So what my plan is, and I don't have, you know, obviously we're not going to go into it, but there's a big financial crisis at the moment, you know, with everyone's, you know, struggling to pay bills and whatsoever. So I can't really buy everything all at once, as I usually do. Not like I did with Defense of the North, where I bought basically so many different armies all at once. I can't really do that this time. But what I am going to be doing is that I'm going to be working it through scenario by scenario. So first of all, we need 3 captains of Arnor, 24 warriors of Arnor, and 12 rangers of Arnor. That's pretty simple, because the Arnor warriors are now back in stock. They're in a warband. You get 12 warriors of Arnor, a captain, and a banner. So that's nice. You can easily do that, which is nice. 12 rangers of Arnor, that's easy. That's just the plastic rangers, which are easy to come by. The Witch King on a horse with Morgul Blade, that's easy. He's easy to come by. And I also have a conversion that I'm working on to make him look cool. 2 Angmar Orc captains. Orcs are pretty easy. Orc warriors are, again, obviously quite easy. and Warg Riders. I'm going to be doing some conversions with the plastic ones and the old metal ones as well. So that's what I'm planning on doing, and I'm maybe doing like a bit of a series, maybe vlogging it as I build up the forces, paint them, play the scenario as well, and we just go through scenario by scenario, something along those lines. So if you guys would like to see that, do let me know in the comment section below. But that's kind of cool. Again, yeah, the Witch King. The Witch King has commanded his orcs to drive the Arnor forces from the stronghold. The game lasts for 12 turns. The good side wins if there are at least 2 captains of Arnor alive at the end of the game, and the evil side immediately wins if all captains of Arnor have been slain. Any other result is a draw. So it basically means if one survives, it's a draw. Kind of cool scenario. So you basically want to, protect your captains. Obviously, you want to keep them in the center, but also they're going to have an unlimited supply of orcs, essentially. On a 4+, they're going to come back. So you just have to hold out. That's all you got to do. So maybe the Witch King has no authority in this. Like, he doesn't have any repercussion if he dies in this scenario. So maybe just bolt him in, try and kill off those captains quite quickly. Next up, we have Assault on Rivendell, a scenario that I wasn't expecting in this book, but a very cool scenario nonetheless. Basically, the forces of the Witch King have broken through the Bruinen, and they're basically on the outskirts of Rivendell. And all you gotta do, again, you have to last for 12 turns, at which Glorfindel will arrive, so you're basically just holding out till reinforcements arrive. And the good player wins if they have at least 7 models left alive at the end of the game. The evil player wins if they can kill enough enemy models to prevent this, and if Elrond is slain automatically, then evil side wins, no matter what. So for participants, we have Elrond, we have Eristor, which is nice because he's just come back into the range. We have 25 High Elves, all with different weapons, and of course ones with a banner. And then for Evil, we have 2 Angmar Orc Captains, so that's obviously what we've just had. We also comes with Khan Doom is now starting in this one, so we have the Khan Doom Warriors appearing in this scenario. So it comes with a Captain of Khan Doom, 25 Orc Warriors, 1 with a banner, 12 Warriors of Khan Doom, and 6 Warg Riders. So a very cool scenario, and I'm planning on maybe doing some Rivendell terrain during this. If you guys would like to see that, do let me know in the comments. But nice looking picture of Rivendell here. I'm thinking maybe doing some like Rivendell terrain, because you do need some on the good players side. So if you guys would like to see that, do let me know. Next up, we have A War Begins, and now this is kind of cool because I was very curious of why the King of Men came back into the main range, and it's because of this, because they are basically representing the old kings of Arnor. Basically, without having profiles, they are just kings of men, but they're being represented as, this one is being Argaleb, which is one of the king of men with heavy armor and shield. Also, a captain of Arnor and 16 warriors of Arnor, along with 1 warrior of Arnor with a banner and 8 rangers of Arnor. So they're basically representing, they don't have profiles, but they do have, they're just representing those old kings without having actual profiles, which is really, really nice. And obviously on the evil side, we have 1 Angmar Orc Captain, 2 Khan Doom Captains, 13 Orcs. We also have 1 with the banner, 24 Warriors of Khan Doom, which is very, very cool. So obviously you need an extra 12 warriors from the previous scenario. And this is represented on Arnor's stronghold in the Weather Hills. Obviously you can see what the positions are. Evil side deploys on the western side, good player on the eastern side, I should say, and the good player deploys roughly in the center. With Arnor now open war, King Argaleb has come to lead his people against the threat of Angmar, and after that has made him priority target for the Angmar forces. The game lasts until the end of a turn, which either side has completed their objective. The good wins if they can reduce the evil force to 25% of its starting numbers. Evil side wins if Argaleb is slain. So you basically just keep him alive, which could be simple. Khan Doom models gain the Hatred Arnor special rule. We know with their rules that could be quite deadly. Arnor models still do not have the Hatred Angmar special rule, so that makes it a bit harder for them. And the King of Arnor, Argaleb, must reroll failed to win rolls when making strikes. And additionally, Argaleb gains the Arnor keyword, which makes sense because he's the King of Arnor. So that's a cool scenario. So that's what I'm really excited about in this book, is that very much in Defense of the North, I've said this before, but very much in Defense of the North, that we had a lot of scenarios where it's like, once you got your force here, we clash in the center and see who breaks first, or something along those lines. But in these scenarios, you have one side has one objective, another side has a different objective, and they're trying to, we do have some of those battles where it's like, smack bang in the center and let's fight it out. But a lot of these different scenarios is that one side has one objective and the other side has a different objective that they're trying to complete. So that's kind of cool. I think that's very, very cool. We have the Fall of Rudar here. So the board represents an area of Rudar on the edges of one of many fortifications ruined by assault on the from the Angmar army. So this one we have 3 Rangers of the North, 3 Dunedain, 12 Rangers of Arnor, 4 with Spear, 8 with no additional equipment, 2 Captains of Kharndoom, and 24 Warriors of Kharndoom. So very much a Kharndoom versus Rangers Dunedain list here, which is cool. Next up, we have the special rules. Evil models cause terror in this scenario, which I think is that's very, very cool. Especially with those heroes. And good models gain the woodland creature special rule. As you guys can see, there's a lot of forest around here. So I guess you want to have a lot of forest on this board, which could be a lot of fun. It says the death at Argaleb at the hands of the Angmar army, and the revelation that the hillmen of Rudar have sided with the Witch King and sent the kingdom of Arnor into turmoil. Bands of orcs and men of Kharndoom run rampant over the lands of Rudar, tearing down the strongholds built to defend off their invasion, all taking them in the name of the Lord of the Nazgul. So basically the Rudar warrior, most of Rudar has gone and allied with the Witch King. We have the defense of Tiring Gothard, which I believe, since the fall of Rudar more than 50 years prior, the realm of Cardalon has become the target of the Witch King's forces. By the year 1409 of the Third Age, hope had begun to fade. Many Cardalon strongholds had fallen, and the people were forced to flee or fall back to other places where they might attempt to hold against the seemingly unending tide of orcs and evil men under the command of the Witch King. And this is basically the old burial grounds. It's basically kind of like the Barrow Downs. I think it is basically the Barrow Downs. So this is very cool. So for good, we have 3 Rangers of the North, 3 Dunedain, 12 Rangers of Arnor. For the evil, we have 2 Angmar Orc captains and 24 orcs with 6 wild wargs. And the objectives are: game lasts until the end of a turn in which one player completes the objective. Good player wins if they can reduce the evil force to 8 models. Evil player wins if they can kill all the Dunedain and Rangers of the North. So the 12 Rangers of Arnor do not matter. You can just put them in, survive. Obviously, you need to kill a lot of models because there are 226. There are 32 models in the evil army, and you need to get them down to 8 with only 3 Rangers of the North, 3 Dunedain, and 12 Rangers. It's a little difficult. That could be a lot of fun though. But we do have some special rules. It says Twilight. Models that target enemy model with shooting attacks that is more than 12 inches away suffer a -1 penalty to their shoot value, which is probably a bit more worse on the Rangers. We have a Desperate Fight. Rangers of the North have 2 attacks in this scenario. That's kind of cool. I like that. And again, this is my first time reading this, guys, so I'm getting my own first thoughts and reactions about this too. Stand your ground. Good models may not voluntarily move more than 6 inches away from the center of the board. If a god model that finds itself outside of 6 inches, then it's moved within range. So it's basically like the first scenario. But yes, a very, very cool scenario. And Rangers with 2 attacks, that's very, very spicy. Next, we have the Fall of Amon-Sul. The southmost peak of the Wither Hill stands the center of the Kingdom of Arnor, between the 3 realms of Arthedain, Rudar, and Cardalon, making the point where the 3 great realms meet. It was here that Elendil, the High King of Gondor and Arnor, had built the famed watchtower of Amon-Sul to watch over his lands, and within its walls placed one of the 7 legendary seeing stones that made up the Palantiri. So this is a very cool scenario. I have read this one. Basically, there's the actual watchtower of Amon-Sul, which isn't ruined yet. It obviously gets ruined after this battle, but you can't deploy in it. It's been locked, so you can't deploy in it. You can't go into it, but you're basically trying to get off the board, where the evil models are trying to. The evil player wins if Arveleg has been slain, which is obviously another king of men. It's like another descendant. So it says here, the Palantiri. At the start of the game, the good player secretly notes down one of their models with the exception of Arveleg, which is the model carrying the Palantiri. It's basically a light object, and it cannot be dropped other than someone being killed with it. But as soon as someone with the Palantiri is killed, then everyone knows where it is. So it's secretly... The good player secretly chooses a model, and if that model with the Palantiri dies, then it's dropped. Everyone knows where it is, and that you basically need to try and get off the board edge, while trying to protect your king. Because once the king dies, you lose the game, which is kind of cool. Otherleg has resistance to magic special rule and may reroll failed fate rolls. Additionally, Otherleg gains the Arnold keyword, which is cool. Again, the Witch King has 2 attacks in this scenario. And like I said, the Tower of Angmar-Sword, they can't enter it or deploy within it. So a very, very cool scenario. I'm very interested to play this one. So we have Arvaleg, 2 Captains of Arnor, 24 Warriors, 12 Rangers, the Witch King, 25 Angmar Orc Warriors, Angmar Orc Captain of Khan Doom, 12 Warriors of Khan Doom, and 12 Angmar Wild Riders. So quite a big game. Quite a big game. We have the Defense of Fornos, which is very, very cool. I'm excited to play this one. We get this in quite a lot of these books recently. It's very much like a siege game. So we have 2 Captains of Arnor, 16 Warriors of Arnor, and 8 Rangers of Arnor. So not very much, not very many defenders, but it is on a 2x2. So far, everything else has been on a 4x4. But a little 2x2 board, so it'd be nice to have make this board. It'd be quite easy. And then for Evil, we have an Angmar Orc Captain, 2 Captains of Khan Doom, 13 Orcs, 24 Warriors of Khan Doom, and 6 Siege Ladders, which is kind of cool. The King is dead. Evil models that are on the wall cause terror, because Otherleg was killed at Amon-Sul. Evil models that are fighting from a ladder do not treat the battlements as a barrier. If they win the fight, they will strike as normal. That's very cool. That's kind of, I've never seen that special rule before, so that's very, very cool. And objectives, the game lasts until the end of the turn, which one side complete their objective. Good side wins if they can reduce the evil side to 10 models, and evil side wins if they have 10 models on the walls. So that could be a lot of fun. Definitely, probably in the favor of evil, with the siege ladder rule, and obviously causing terror while they're on the walls, so it's going to be harder for them to get off or kill them on the walls. But you have 8 rangers, so they're deployed 9 inches away, so you're going to have 1 or 2 turns of shooting. You want to probably, I don't know, I would say you probably want to target the Warriors of Khan Doom, but let me know what you guys think. So we have the Marauding of Cardolan. Cardolan is on the precipice of collapse. Constant war with Angmar has weakened its forces and drastically reduced the number of able-bodied men that they can muster. Now with Rudar having fallen to the Witch King, Amon-Sul destroyed, and Fornos under siege from Angmar's legions, the remaining men of Cardolan are forced to face this threat alone and without their allies. So it says we got the Prince of Cardolan, King of Men with heavy armor, 16 Warriors of Arnor, 2 Captains of Khan Doom, and 24 Warriors. So an Arnor versus Khan Doom fight, which is kind of cool. Again, on a 4x4. The objectives are the game lasts until one side completes their objective. The good player wins if the Prince of Cardolan can escape via any board edge, and the evil player wins if the Prince of Cardolan is slain. Prince of Cardolan has 3 attacks rather than 2 and has the Hatred Angmar special rule. That's cool. Gives him a bit of a chance. And defend the Prince. Good models within 3 inches of the Prince count as being in range of a banner. And if the Prince suffers a wound, then the range of the special rule is increased to 6. So you kind of almost want him to take a wound. If you're evil, you kind of just want to kill him straight away. You don't want him to survive. So that's very cool. I don't know what a profile for a King of Man is. I'll have to check it out. Next up, we have Glorfindel, that lovely new Glorfindel model. Well, I say new, it's almost 2 years old now. But he's basically coming in to aid the siege of Fornost. So we have Glorfindel, Lord of the West, with Armor of Gondolin, Círdan, which is interesting. High Elf Captain with Shield, 25 High Elves, 1 with the banner. 2 Angmar Orc Captains, 2 Captains of Khan Doom, 25 Orcs, 1 with the banner. 24 Warriors of Khan Doom. And the game lasts until good side wins if they can reduce the evil side to 13 models, and the evil side wins if they can reduce the good side to 7 models. I believe in the lore that that Glorfindel did come and they did end up aiding Fornost, so I expect Glorfindel to win this one. I don't think many things could actually kill Glorfindel in here, like the Orc Captains. The Captains of Khan Doom can be a bit savage, but I think the Glorfindel will be fine. Also says evil models getting the Hatred Elf special rule, so that would definitely help them. And it has test their resolve. Whenever an evil model is slain in combat, place a 25 mil marker wherever they are slain. During the end phase, each evil model within 3 inches of the marker must take a courage test, and if they fail, they flee the board and are removed as a casualty. Hero models that pass the courage test may use stand fast, and remove the marker at the end of the phase. So it's definitely in the favor of the elves here, because yeah, they're fearing the sight of Glorfindel. Next up, we have a scenario that I desperately want to play because it sounds so much fun. We have the Great Plague. Though the realm of Cardolan fell in the year of 1409, the Third Age, with the last of the royal line perishing at the hands of Angmar's forces, it still plays home to the final survivors of the realm who continue to live there despite the constant hardship they've been forced to endure. Though much less common since Cardolan's fall, bands of orcs still attack the remaining settlements of the realm in a bid to finally wipe out those that still reside here. So we have 3 Rangers of the North, 3 Dunedain, 12 Rangers. For evil, we have 2 Angmar Orc Captains, 24 Orcs, and 3 Deadmarsh Spectres. Now, take note of the 3 Deadmarsh Spectres. Basically, the Great Plague, from turn 2 onwards at the start of the move phase, roll a d6 for each model left on the board, that's including good and evil. On the roll of a 1, the Great Plague, they suffer a wound. Might may not be used to influence this roll, however, fate points may be spent as normal. Spirit models are not affected by this special rule and do not roll for them. So that's why I was saying keep an eye out for those Deadmarsh Spectres, because it's funny because both good and evil can lose models to the Great Plague. That's a lot of fun. And also good models gain the Woodland Creature and Mountain Dweller special rule, which is kind of cool. And the game lasts until there are 3 or more good models escape, and the evil player wins if they can prevent this. So that's kind of cool. Obviously, the good player is obviously definitely outnumbered. And I think this could go either way, to be honest. I think this could go either way because you have the 3 Deadmarsh Spectres that won't die, unless they're killed in combat. So you probably want to target them first. But then you're going to get overwhelmed by orcs, which you probably could, you are outnumbered, so it probably could be a bit worse. So you got like 24, 26, 29 evil models, and you have 18 good models, so you are kind of outnumbered, but you do have Rangers and you do have Dunedain, so it could be interesting. Next up, we have the Raising of the Barrow Downs, a very cool scenario which comes with Tom Bombadil. Another one that I wasn't expecting in this. So it says, within the realm of Cardolan having fallen some years prior, many of its people having succumbed to the Great Plague in the years that followed, those that have managed to survive have been forced to abandon their lands, while some have made their way north to the city of Fornost, others that have been forced to seek safety within the lands of Tiryn Gothad. So this comes with Tom Bombadil, 6 Rangers of the North and 6 Dunedain. We also have, for evil, we have 4 Barrow Wights and 12 Deadmarsh Spectres. The objectives are, the game lasts until one side has achieved their objective, obviously. The good player wins if all evil models are slain. And the evil player wins if they can slay all the Dunedain and the Rangers of the North. Obviously, because Tom can't be killed. Man models can only see up to 6 inches. It's a special rule for the Barrow Downs. The Barrow, whilst within 3 inches of the Barrow Wight may spend a single point of will each turn without reducing their store of will. Very, very cool. And from turn 3 onwards, you roll on a 5+. Tom has heard the plight of the men of Cardolan and arrives to aid them. Tom may enter the board from any board edge via the rule of reinforcements. Again, a very cool rule. I think this could be a lot of fun. I've never played as Tom. I've never versed Tom. I think once Tom comes on, because you have 4 Barrow Wights and 12 Deadmarsh Spectres, so there's quite a lot to go around. He can't deal with them all, all at once. So I think this could be a lot of fun. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Have you guys used Tom? Have you guys versed him? I haven't really used him too much, but it's very, very reminiscent to Fellowship, isn't it? When he comes and helps the hobbits. It's very, very fun. Next up, we have one of those scenarios that I was talking about. We have the assault on Fornost, basically outside the walls of the city, with Arvedui. So this is like the big battle of Fornost, like the sacking of it essentially. So following the downfall of Cardolan and the devastation of the Great Plague, wiping out what remained of its people, the Witch King turned its forces' attention to the last realm of Arnor that still stood, Arthedain. As the years rolled on, assaults upon the cities of Arthedain became increasingly frequent. However, compared with Cardolan and Ruda, Arthedain was far better defended and equipped to stave off the constant attacks from Angmar. So the participants, we have Arvedui, last king of Arnor, Argadir, captain of Arnor, Malbeth the Seer, 24 warriors of Arnor, 12 rangers, and 6 knights. So quite a big force. And on the evil side, we have Aldrak, Fraish, Nazthrak, Captain of Khandoom, 36 Warriors of Khandoom. The only scenario you need 36 of them. This is gonna be an expensive one. 13 Orc Warriors, one with the banner. So quite a lot of Khandoom Warriors there. I don't understand why. I will say this: it's the only scenario you need 36. The others you need like 12 or 24, but you need 36 for this one scenario. I think it's kind of a bit of cheesy. They could have just done 24 Warriors of Khandoom and like 24 Angmar Orc Warriors. I don't see why it had to be 36, but it says 36. You could use proxies. I don't know what I'll do at this point. You know, this is quite a way off for me to do this to do this battle, because obviously it's quite a few scenarios on, and it's quite a lot of models to actually paint up and prepare for this. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought about that in the comment section below. I'm not a massive fan of that, but I think it'll look cool nonetheless. So Abadui may declare a correct combat each turn without expending might. If he's slain, the good player the best he can receive is a draw. Khandoom War Chant, once per game the priority has been determined. The evil player can use this ability so long as Aldrak is still alive. Until the end of the term, all Khandoom models have the Terror special rule. Very, very cool. Especially because Arnor hasn't got good courage to begin with. And Fatal Visions, whenever Albadui suffers a wound within 6 inches of Malbeth, he'll ignore the rune of a 3+ rather than 5+. That's kind of cool. So he's going to be hard to take down. He's definitely going to be hard to take down. And good player wins if they can reduce the evil force to 13 models, and the evil player can wins if they can reduce the good force to 11 models. So it's basically a big clash in the center, and this is what I was saying. There's a couple of scenarios in here that are just like the big clash in the center, which is kind of cool. So you do have that big onslaught battle. We have the Fall of Arnor. Formed by the High King Elendil, the Kingdom of Arnor was the most powerful realm in the north of Middle Earth. It was said the combined might of her armies could not be defeated, not even by all the orcs, trolls, and evil men in Middle Earth, yet the dominance of Arnor was not meant to last. So we have Albadui, Malbeth, Argadir, Aranath, Captain of Arnor. No, hang on. Aranath, first chieftain of the Dunedain, Captain of Arnor, 24 Warriors of Arnor, and 12 Rangers and 6 Knights. So this is basically inside Fornost itself. I kind of want to make a Fornost board. If you guys would like to see that, let me know. Like an actual Fornost city, that could be fun. Because there's a few scenarios that kind of need it. And then for evil we have Nazthrak, the Shadow of Rudar, which I think he's in a couple of scenarios actually. One Captain, one Angmar Orc Captain with Shield, Angmar Orc Shaman. First time I actually saw that. 1 Barrow White, 3 Deadmarsh Spectres, 24 Angmar Orcs, 4 Werewolves, and 2 Hill Trolls. So the first time we see the Werewolves and the Hill Trolls, which is kind of cool. You only need 4 Werewolves in this for all the scenarios, guys, and you only ever need 2 Hill Trolls. So if you guys were thinking of just getting stuff for these scenarios, you only ever need 4 Werewolves and you only ever need 2 Hill Trolls. Same with the Knights of Arnor, you only ever need 6. Just to let you guys know. Again, Abadui will ignore the rune on a 4+ rather than a 5+. So it's getting a bit worse for him. He's destined to lose. And also Abadui has the Fearless special, which is fun. Evil player wins immediately if all of Abadui, Aranath, and Malbeth are slain. Very unlikely, but we'll see. And the good player wins if the evil force is wiped out before this can happen. Alternatively, the game is a draw if Abadui abandons Fornost and manages to escape the board via any board edge. And if the battle is going ill, this may be a good idea, which I think is what happens in the book. I think that would make sense. I'm guessing that's why the objective's in there. That's kind of fun. Next up, we have Flight to the North, which is of course also in the old Ruin of Arnor book. Again, with a very, very cool looking scenario board, which I'm very tempted to do. We have this one right here. This is Flight into the North. Basically exactly the same. Abadui trying to escape, basically trying to escape. Basically Fornost has fallen. It is literally, it says Fornost has fallen, Fornost has fallen. So I think Fornost has fallen, guys. The legions of Angmar have overwhelmed the city, its streets slick with blood of those who have given their all to defend it. Its walls now begin to crumble and fall at the hands of the orcs. And many of the buildings that once stood proud until now burn with the fires of war. Knowing that the battle is lost, those that still survive have no choice but to turn and flee the city if they are able to fight their way out. And this is where Gulliver turns up. So we have Gulliver, 1 Barrow-wight, 6 Angmar Orc warriors, 4 werewolves. Very, very cool. And Arvedui, Captain of Arnor, 12 Warriors of Arnor, and 12 Rangers. The objectives are the game lasts until one force. Good side wins if automatically if Arvedui can escape the board via the northern board edge. It is a 6x4, so that's quite a long way. And then we also have the evil side wins if they manage to reclaim the Palantiri and move off any board edge. Again, Arvedui is in possession of the Palantiri. So, I mean, if they kill Arvedui and take the Palantiri, I guess the best they can do is a draw. If they kill Arvedui, they can't. The good side cannot win. But if they can't take the Palantiri off the board, then evil side can't win. So I guess if they kill Arvedui and they can't take the Palantiri off the board, then it's a draw. But good side only wins immediately if Arvedui escapes. So it's an interesting one. Next up, we have Aid to Fornos when the hobbits arrive. So on a 2x4 board this time, so another interesting layout. So we have 3 Rangers of the North and 12 Hobbit Archers. Angmar Orc Captain with shield 12 Angmar Orcs. So a little bit of a smaller battle here. Having fallen to the forces of Angmar a year previously, Fornos is now the grasp of the Witch King. And under his rule, it has decayed and crumbled into a shell of its former glory. At the start, when Fornos was under siege, Gondor itself was troubled with its own wars and was unable to come to Arnor's aid against the threat of Angmar. Yet now Gondor rides northwards to seek vengeance for the fall of Arnor. So this basically, the hobbits are trying to come to Arnor's aid with the aid of the Rangers of the North. So the game lasts until a good side wins if 6 or more hobbits can move off the board edge, and evil side wins if they can prevent this, which is cool. Good models gain the Woodland Creature special rule, and evil models begin the game as sentries described in the main rules menu. Again, I think this could be a lot of fun. When you have special rules where the orcs are like, or the evil models are sentries, I think this could be a lot of fun. I'd love to play this, and I don't own any hobbits, so it's gonna be the first time I am ever gonna have hobbits, because I don't believe in having a hobbit army. But for scenarios, I'll definitely get some hobbits for this. I think that could be a lot of fun. And then we have the biggest battle, of course, in the book, I believe, which is the Battle of Fornos. Basically, the elves, the remnants of Arnor and Gondor coming to rid Fornos of the Witch King himself. So it's a massive battle on a 4x4 board. As I showed you before, I'm going to be building this board to recreate this battle. There's a lot of models on this board, guys, so the starting objectives are the game lasts until one force is wiped out. That is literally it. It's a do or die battle right here, guys. So the Toller battle, in this scenario, both forces will break in the same way, so basically you can flee, which is interesting. So it's very much like a match play game almost. So even if one model is left alive and the other force is not left alive, if one good model lives and there's no evil models left, then good wins. If there's one evil model left and there's no good models left, then evil win. It's very, very interesting. The Lord of the Nazgul, the Witch King of Angmar, has 3 attacks in this scenario. Additionally, while the Witch King is alive and on the board, evil models gain a bonus of +1 to their courage value. However, should the Witch King be slain or flee the board, then the best result that evil player can achieve is a draw. That's interesting. Leader of the Free Peoples, if Eärna, Glorfindel, Círdan, and Aranethor were slain or had flee the border at the end of the game, the best result the good player can achieve is a draw. So you kind of have that fallback position where you can just target the Witch King. That way the evil side cannot win, but they can draw. And again, same for the evil side. If they're lacking and they're not, it's not looking good for them, then they can just target those heroes and be good with it. But for participants for good, are you guys ready? We have Eärna with armored horse and lance, Captain of Minas Tirith with shield, 25 warriors of Minas Tirith, one with a banner. 6 knights of Minas Tirith with shield. For Rivendell, we have Glorfindel, Lord of the West with Asphaleth and Armor of Gondolin. Círdan, 25 High Elf warriors, one with a banner. So we're up to over 50 models so far. Then for Arnor, we have Aranath, 3 Rangers of the North, 3 Dunedain, 12 Rangers of Arnor, and 8 Hobbit archers. So quite a big force there. Probably about 70 models are there, I think. Maybe a bit more. And then for Evil, we have the Witch King of Angmar on horse with 3 might, 20 will, and 3 fate. No Morgul Blade, it says. The Tainted, the Dwemer the Shadow of Rudar, Nazthrak, the Shade, Barrow-wight, one Barrow-wight, the Wild Chieftain, 50 Angmar Orc warriors, 16 with shield, 16 with spear, 8 with two-handed weapon, 8 with orc bow, 2 with banner, 12 wild wargs, 6 Deadmarsh specters, 2 werewolves, and 2 hill trolls. That's an interesting looking game. And the photography, if you guys can see here, is absolutely fantastic. I cannot wait to just set it up and just see what it looks like, because that could be a lot of fun. Then we have 2 more to go. We have the Fall of Minas Ithil. So this is the end of the Arnor and Angmar War. And then we go on to once he basically flees, because I know in the Hobbit films they basically say that the Men of the North killed the Witch King, which doesn't happen in the books. He basically flees and comes and sacks Minas Ithil, which then in turn comes and becomes Minas Morgul. It says here, though the Battle of Fornos has yielded victory for Eärendil and the forces of Angmar had been routed, the Witch King managed to escape unscathed from the conflict. Although Angmar's armies were utterly defeated, the Witch King ultimately succeeded in his purpose in the north. Arnor had been laid to ruin, and the once great realm of men is no longer a threat to the Dark Lord. So next, these objectives are: the game lasts until the good side wins if the Witch King is slain, and the evil side wins if they're in control of all 3 objective markers. So it's an objective grabber, which is cool. So we have 3 captains of Minas Tirith and 36 warriors of Minas Tirith against the Witch King with 3 might, 15 will, and 3 fate. 2 orc captains, Angmar orc captains, 36 Angmar orc warriors, and 3 Deadmarsh specters. So that's kind of cool. This is basically representing Minas Ithil, which obviously becomes Minas Morgul. I've always wanted to do a Minas Morgul board, so we'll have to wait and see. And yeah, it's like I said, controlling objectives, that's how you win. Good side is in control of all the objectives at the start. And again, it's Legions of the Witch King, so any orc that survives or that dies comes back on a 4+. So you've really got to see. Good side basically has to kill the Witch King. Otherwise, the good side are just going to get overwhelmed eventually and die off. And then the last scenario for the main campaign is the last sighting of Eärendil. Although he has secured victory against the forces of Angmar in the Battle of Fornos, Eärendil has been forced to let the Witch King escape after the Lord of the Nazgul used his dark sorceries to compel Eärendil's horse to bolt. Being forced to flee against his will embarrassed Eärendil greatly in the years that followed. Being forced to flee against his will embarrassed Eärendil greatly in the years that followed. I couldn't even read that for the moment, guys. Sorry. For he had never once shown fear for an enemy he had faced in battle, and the memory of the Battle of Fornos continued to haunt him throughout his reign. Very, very. That would definitely, obviously, lead to his downfall. So this is on a 4x4 board. This is now Minas Morgul. So the board represents the inside fortress of Minas Morgul. The game lasts until the good side wins if the Witch King is slain at the hands of Eärendil, and the evil side wins if Eärendil is slain at the hands of the Witch King. And there's a few special rules to help along with this. The Witch King has a fight value of 6 and 3 attacks, which obviously helps. Leave him to me. Evil models may not target Eärendil with shooting attacks, special rules, or magical powers. If a model other than Eärendil or the Witch King causes a wound to either Eärendil or the Witch King that will cause them to be slain, after fate points have been spent, then the wound is negated, but any fate points spent are lost. So I don't know why you wouldn't spend fate at that point. There'd be no point. So basically, Eärendil kills the Witch King, or Witch King kills Eärendil, and no other model can kill Eärendil or the Witch King, which is cool. I think that's kind of cool. Death or Glory. Eärendil gains the Fearless special rule in this scenario. Obviously, will help fighting the Witch King. Additionally, the Witch King does not give up will point for being involved in a combat during the scenario. So, I don't know. Would you just black dart the hell out of Eärendil? Who the hell knows? Participants, we have Ayanna, the last king of Gondor, with armored horse and lance, Captain of Minas Tirith with horse and shield, and 12 knights of Minas Tirith with shield. Evil, we have the Witch King on horse with 3 might, 16 will, and 3 fate, 2 Angmar Orc captains, 24 Angmar Orc warriors, and 6 Dead Marsh specters. And the designer's note says, this scenario is designed to recreate the final showdown between Ayanna and the Witch King. The only way to win is for one of them to slay the other in single combat. And as both are remarkable warriors, the one thing is for certain, it will be an epic conclusion. And there we are, guys. That is the last scenario. We do have the Rise of Angmar campaign, so if you do want to, which I will definitely be planning on doing, you can make this into a campaign. And if you win or you lose, depending on which side you're playing, you gain advantages and disadvantages. So, like in the Founding of Angmar, if good wins in the next scenario, Argleb may re-roll failed fate rolls, which is obviously a good thing. But if evil win, the evil player can choose to automatically gain priority on one turn of the game, which can only be used once. So you have sort of like this. If you're familiar with any of the recent supplements that GW brought out, then you know this is this is not new. This has happened quite a lot. And then we move on to the armies, which we will cover in the next video. There we go, guys. That is the scenarios. That's my deep dive into the scenarios. I'm very excited to play them, as you guys can probably tell. I'm almost losing my voice because of how much I'm talking about them, and like I said, I can't wait. Let me know what you guys think about them in the comment section below. What's your favorite scenario? Would love to hear from you guys. And do you guys like the idea of me doing like a series of building up the forces, slowly building up the forces, painting them, building the terrain, and playing the scenarios? Let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. But I hope you guys enjoyed. This is our second video of the Rise of Angmar series, I guess. Expect the next one, we'll be talking about all the new profiles, so enjoy. Look forward to that one, guys. But until then, thank you guys so very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next video or stream, and as always, happy gaming.